intruder. Seconds later, the operator answered. 911, what is your emergency? Grace slid open the window and felt a rush of air enter the room, warm even for November. My name's Grace Callahan, and someone's just broken into my house. She gave the operator her address as she hooked the ladder onto the windowsill. Where is the intruder? On the first floor the last time I saw him. I'm getting out my bedroom window on the second floor. Grace, I want you to stay on the phone with me. I have officers responding to the call now who should be at your location within 3 or 4 minutes. 4 minutes? She didn't have 4 minutes, which meant she was going to have to handle this on her own. She drew in a deep breath and tried to settle her nerves. All she had to do was get down the ladder and out of her yard, all while avoiding whoever had broken into her house. You can do this, Grace. The doorknob to her room rattled behind her. Adrenaline surged. He's at my bedroom door now, she whispered, trying not to panic. I've got to get down the ladder now. She slipped the Glock into one of her pajama pants pockets, then started down the ladder. The humid night air filled her lungs. Grace, are you still there? Yeah. I'm outside. A small measure of relief filled her as she put both feet on the ground. I want you to go to a neighbor's house, but stay on the line so I know where you are. She wiped sweaty hands on her pants and gripped her weapon. Okay. Her neighbor to the left was an 85-year-old woman who still lived alone. Across the street was a football coach who worked for the local school district. Definitely her best bet. She headed toward the backyard gate that led to her front yard. A shadow moved to her right, just inside her peripheral vision. She swung around and aimed the gun at the armed intruder, who now stood outside the open back door of her house, a gun pointed back at her. Her mind raced for an explanation. Why had the intruder come after her when he now had an empty house to himself? She had no idea what he wanted, but she wasn't going down without a fight. If I go down, you're going down with me, she said, keeping her weapon steady despite the panic rising inside her. She stepped to the left, closer to the corner of the house and the gate, and tried to memorize his features that were partially illuminated by the back porch light. A large, burly man, well over 6 feet tall, dark hair, thin nose, and a tattoo on his right wrist. Where is the key? He asked. What key? Stephen Shaw gave you a key, and I want it. Stephen? Her client? Her mind fought to process the man's words. This was about Stephen and a key? She had no idea what he was talking about. Who are you? She asked. She thought whoever had broken into her house had been nothing more than a burglar, but clearly she was wrong. And Stephen's paranoia. Had she been completely wrong about that as well? Stephen had never given her any real proof that anyone was after him. He had spoken only of shadows and ghosts he couldn't catch. She told him she believed he was simply suffering from paranoia and tried to help him deal with the symptoms. He'd never given her anything. I don't have time for games, he said. Tell me where it is. She took another step to the left, forcing him to re-aim. I honestly don't know what you're talking about. And I know you're lying. She weighed her options. If he was determined to murder her, she'd already be dead, which meant the information he believed she had was keeping her alive. But while he probably hadn't expected her to be armed, even if she were to shoot him, there were no guarantees he wouldn't shoot her back, or that a bullet would stop him. Neither did she want to risk becoming a hostage, and she wasn't sure if she had time to wait for the authorities to arrive. She was less than 15 feet from the gate that led to the front yard. She needed to run. Sirens wailed in the distance,